Okay, good day students. In this little short tutorial I'm going to cover how you use an aerial site image that we exported, and we're going to use this aerial site image to use it to capture the trees, etc. Now you'll find that a lot of the trees are a lot darker in context or in contrast to the surrounding area. So this is the quickest way that I've found to remove this type of information. So I've exported, so I've used the site aerial, I've exported, I saved it as an image. So we've covered this previously where we saved the image as a new aerial. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly clip this information. So raster, we're going to go to extraction, clip by layer mask, and I'm going to use my site boundary for this. So I'm going to go site boundary, it'll be my site aerial, and I'm going to use, just put it on the correct system. So whatever system you're using here, make sure that you're using the same setting here, and it says project perfect. So I'm going to run this. So what this will do, it'll create a duplicate of that image. It'll be clipped from this original. Now there is a trick if you're going to export this. So what I might do, you see it's a temporary layer, I'm going to go to export, save layer as. So I need to save this as my clipped aerial. We're going to call it planting, so I'm going to call this planting for now. So this will become our planting layer. Now this 0.5 might be too big, because you'll see that custom sizes might get too big. You leave everything as is, make sure it's set to the project, which it was set to the project. We're going to say raw data. Now what I might do is I'll just make this slightly bigger. So just make sure that your pixels are low enough. So maybe 0.5 will be fine. So 0.5, you see the pixels are low enough. That's perfect. Just try and keep as much resolution as you can, but without making this too heavy. So I'm going to press OK. So what this will do, I can get rid of this clip layer now. So in theory, this planting layer becomes my new. Now what's interesting, this layer, we've saved this in a location. So if I go to properties and you go to source, it'll explain where. Now I have made a mistake, I've put this in the wrong location. I've put this in documents, which it should never have been here. So I'm going to cut this information and I'm going to put it back into my library. So that was my mistake. When you're saving, make sure that you save this information to the right location. Okay, GIS, projects, I'm just going to put it in the Moy-Cliff, so we've got it there. I'll explain this concept as well, because I think it's quite important to understand, because a lot of you might be losing data from time to time. So I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to call it planting. Save. Right click and paste. Okay, so I'm going to paste it. We have a problem because it's in the file. So let's just quickly remove this. So this, I'm going to remove layer for now. Doesn't matter. It's going to show you exactly what's happened. This was my mistake. I should have specified where it was going. So in documents, just be careful, by the way. This is quite common that this does happen. But now it's put it in the weirdest place, because it'll probably be in my documents, this PC. Okay. I copied and pasted. Let's just see if it'll paste. Okay, so there it is, planting. Control X, copy it. I'm going to put it, OKU, BIM library. I'm just moving the data, GIS, projects, Pretoria, Moy-Cliff, data. Control V. See, here's my planting. Okay, I'm going to drag my planting back in. So if everything was done correctly, this should just come straight back in. Okay. Now what's interesting, now that we know the location of this file, I can right click on the planting layer and I can say open with. Now what I typically do is I unload this temporarily, so I'm going to remove this for now. I'm going to remove it for now because I know where the file is. I'm going to open this, so open file location, so I'm going to say open file location. Open file location, and I'm going to open this file with, I'm going to open this planting layer with GIMP. So I'm going to go and say open with GIMP. So with GIMP, we're going to use GIMP quickly to do a bit of correction on the image, but we also need to maintain, you see it's 11 meg file, we need to maintain its georeferencing within QGIS. Okay, so let's just minimize this for now. Now if you've got an older version of GIMP, just be aware there's certain differences that I would recommend that you all start upgrading to the latest version. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for this to load. Okay, when you open this in GIMP, you can close this because it'll simply open the layer that we wanted. So now this image we want to maintain. So I'm going to duplicate this layer for now. So I'm going to duplicate layer, so duplicate. This one, it's a backup in case everything goes wrong. I'm going to go to color. I'm going to desaturate. Now you'll notice if I go to colors and I go to levels and I start getting rid of the color range that's no longer necessary. Okay, and if I start leaning towards this side a bit, you'll see all of the very light areas are actually not planting a turn. All the darker areas are more, that's more the planting area itself. So what I'm going to do now is going to go to colors again. So now just remember with the new version of GIMP, these are effects, so you need to level all of this down. So flatten the layer so it applies all of the effects. Okay, so you see that's been applied. Now, I can go a bit further again. I can go to curves in this instance or levels again. You can see that I just want to stick, but I just want to get a very, that's probably enough for now. Just like that, because the whiter areas I can get rid of quite quickly. The rest is going to be planting. So what is quite amazing, you'll see that the trees actually stand out in comparison to the grassed areas. So that's actually quite powerful. Then I'm going to use the quick tool, color select tool. Now if you do have a lot of pixels, this will slow down quite a lot, so just be careful and click and hold. And you see as I drag, it's going to add more of that and I can delete this information. So straight away, I've got rid of all of the areas that are slightly gray. Press escape for now, so escape, escape. So escape, escape. Select none. And I can select more of this gray. So the more you hold it down, the more of the gray it will select. You see as I'm holding down like that, I would delete that as well. Okay, delete, delete. Now all that we're going to be left with, select none, select none. All that we're left with is the remaining pixels. So we can safely assume that this is mostly planting, but we need to make all of this the same. So I'm going to flatten this again. Now all of this, that selection, I'm going to go to alpha to selection. So this will select all the pixels in the view, so alpha to selection. And I'm going to make sure that I fill this with my foreground color. So here I'm going to use the fill tool. I'm going to make sure that everything is black for now. So I'm going to say foreground, that's your foreground color. And I'm just going to drop it in here. You'll see that all the pixels will be filled with a solid color. I'm going to select none for now. Now that you've got this layer, you'll see that everything will be filled in a dark area. Now we can start playing with some color. So here in this layer, I'm going to go to colorize. So now we can go and add color back to this layer. So I'm going to go and select color. So I'm going to give this a color. Pick a green layer because this is going to be planting for now. So pick a nice green. You just have to hover a bit. You can play with the darkness of green later. Just find a green color that will work for you. Yeah, it's just because of the, I'll explain. It's just because of the, because it's black already, it's picking. But if I'm happy with that color as my planting, I'm going to press OK. Then I'm going to make sure that I'm going to apply this as my, again, apply the setting. I can get rid of this layer now because all that I'm left with now is my planting layer. You can play around with the color again. So again, with this layer select, you can go to colorize and apply color. But for now, you can also just say, you can also use the fill bucket tool to fill it back in with color. Just be careful that all of these layers are not unswitched off in your channels because that might prevent you from editing. All that we do now is go and say, we're going to go and say save as. So we're going to go to export as, but we're going to use this override planting TIFF. Okay, so this will maintain the georeferencing of the file. So once we've done that, we simply go back to QGIS and we drag and drop that planting layer back in. Okay, now you see we've got a nice green layer and it's a pixel layer, but that's fine. We've got a nice green layer which showcases all of the planting. So all we do now, we can go to properties, play with the translucency or transparency, make this about 80. Okay, apply. You can do color correction here, so you can desaturate it. So you can do some color correction here. You can play at the red level, so you can recolor this. You'll see now that we can desaturate it quite a lot. Oversaturate it, so you can play at the contrast. So you can preset it here, and if we put it on top of another layer, for example OpenStreetMap, you can see it picks up the planting quite nicely. Okay, so it is actually very cool. I would put this maybe with the sloping analysis. I'll put it in the same vein. Okay, so sloping and planting. Now your buildings will always sit over it. Okay, so it'll always mask what's underneath. But this layer we can control now, and it's quite incredible. If you go to the site aerial that we exported, you'll notice that the planting coincides with the planting from the site aerial. Okay, so it's quite a quick technique to discover and work with just the planting layer itself. Okay, so this is quite incredible, but remember we're using an image in this instance. You can go and convert this to vector graphics using another tool, but it's unnecessary. Okay, so you can go and vector from raster. So you can say polygon. There might be tools that will allow you to capture stuff from vector, but in my opinion this is a much quicker workflow, and you can see it's done a relatively good job to find all the vegetation quite quickly. Okay, so that's a quick technique and tool that you can use to get the end result.